Let's also talk about the Night's King, who we can now officially call the Night's King. So that's the leader of the White Walkers, the guy who has the stare down.
The Darth Maul.
Darth Maul looking dude. And just a little background, because yeah, that term has never been used on the show. It's a term that was in the books. Last year, HBO kind of screwed up and they put out a plot description that had that name and then they removed it.
Yeah.
But last night's episode, not only as it officially described on one of the HBO sites, but one of the creators of the show, when they do those like behind the scenes videos, also I believe use the term. So he's called the Night's King.
Yes.
We don't need to delve more into like the book stuff there. But I just want to wonder now, do you think that this is the final boss of Game of Thrones? You know, because we've got a lot of bad, nasty villains. We still have plenty in play, like Ramsay, but do you think this is the guy that the end of the show will be about taking down?
Yes, I could see in some glorious battle, it's like Jon and Dany teaming up together while riding dragons, fighting him. And his ice army.
He is, what I'm basically thinking is he is your emperor, your Voldemort, your very powerful villain that you keep in the background.
But the thing is,
start to bring forward.
White Walkers have never said a single word in the entire show.
No.
We don't know. He could be not so bad. Maybe this is good for the realm.
You mean from his point of view?
Yeah. From my point of view, the Westeros is evil.
There you go. That's going to be their big moment. Yeah. Because it does seem, right? I mean, again, this is Game of Thrones, so nothing, we should know not to think that the exact predictable thing will happen. But some version of all these people who have their own issues and all their own battles needing to come together to fight this guy and his legions seems to be where we're going.
Yeah, although I cannot see that happening. I can't see like Littlefinger and Cersei and the Boltons and the remaining Starks and the Lannisters, all coming together.
Right.
So I don't see that happening at all. I see it being a lot more twisted than that in the end.
I think it'll be a version of that, but a twisted version, right? Like we will see some unlikely allies. Some people put aside their differences, but there's going to be maybe multiple wild cards. People who just refuse to participate or show up and cause chaos. Like if there was a big final battle between the White Walkers and our group of people coming together, that some third group causing something else entirely could be in play.
Yeah, it's just weird that Dany doesn't know about them yet. Right. So she's probably going to come into King's Landing with her dragons and be like, "Ha-ha, I win!"
Yeah.
And then they're going to show up because they're probably coming down from the north.
Right. I think that is kind of the exciting thing too, right? Because they add this entire other element. Because the story could just be, now that Tyrion's with Dany, convincing her, okay, now we're going to go into Westeros and you will come in and conquer. But even Tyrion doesn't realize the scale of what's going on either there. So it's like, even if she does come in with all her soldiers and whatnot, she wouldn't be ready for that. Right?
Yeah, no way.
But then, of course, we do wonder about the dragons and how that will factor in.
Yeah, you think they would give her obviously a huge edge against an ice army.
An ice army, yes, yeah.
But obviously, they're still around, even though I'm assuming they would have clashed with dragons in the past.
Right.
So they probably have an answer for dragons. Or what if they manage to kill one and then raise it up and you have this ice dragon like from World of Warcraft, like Arthas has.
I do like what you're mentioning about the Night's King. None of them have spoken. If Night's King will at least suddenly have this huge monologue and like, actually, and he just goes into this long speech. Or maybe, this is Game of Thrones again. Maybe he just kills all of our heroes and ends with him sitting on that Iron Throne.
Yeah. I don't know. And it's just crazy to think that of what he did with like raising the dead. But it's like, what else can he do?
Right.
Very interested to see.
Yeah, like we don't know the exact limits of their power. I mean, when he was doing that, when he was, raising them all up, I mean, I did wonder, are they going to freaking just jump in the water now? And like, swim?
Like World War Z, like pile on top of each other to like make it over to the boat. No one was even rowing in that boat. Do you think they were in just shock? I'd have been like, guys, can we get a little movement?
I guess they were all stunned. I was like, get away from the army of the dead.
Yeah.
But we really don't know exactly what he can do. I feel like it will be a thing. And we also don't know the level. We get the idea he's the leader, but like, what can the other White Walkers do? Is he more powerful, or is he just the leader? We were even talking earlier about the fact when they transformed the baby last year, he did it. What did that? Was he turning that baby into a white, so basically a zombie baby, or a White Walker? Was this him making a new White Walker?
Oh, I think I would put my money on it being a White Walker.
Yeah.
Like someone who's had sentience and not just kind of a mindless zombie. But also, are we going to have like another, Jon Snow killing younglings
Right.
Starting to mirror Star Wars a little too uncomfortably.
I think we might, but I also think, by the way,
I just find all this is like nursery of White Walker babies, and it's what I gotta do.
Gotta do it. What my dad would have done. I do think he was also making that baby into White Walker. Also because why bother like taking the baby? I mean, they wouldn't go through this ritual just to make a zombie baby. You know.
And we saw 4 on the cliff, so it means there's obviously more.
That's it. Yeah. I have a feeling because we got the one was killed, obviously, but yeah, there's more out there. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see them again this season. There's only 2 episodes left, but I feel like next year is the Night King's year. You know, I think we're gonna, and maybe we will talk.
Yeah, and I also want to add on that it was great to actually see this battle and see the White Walkers and the Whites in action. Whereas the last time we saw them, remember, it all happened off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was really cool.